You know that creepy ex who keeps stalking you after you've moved on with your life? That's the UK for Hong Kong, insisting it still has a right to dictate how its former colony should be run, and obsessing like a jilted lover in a fatal attraction reduced to rabid boiling animosity. We all know that the sun set on the British Empire a long time ago, but someone tell that to Her Majesty's government, please. How on earth, after all the depredations of that empire, did the UK manage to dupe most of the world into accepting its fraudulent reinvention as some sort of boundaryless beacon of righteousness and justice? The people who run the country are so hung up on their imperial history, so consumed by nostalgic yearning for their conquering past, that they forget they no longer rule the roost, and the natives they used to subjugate don't answer to them anymore. Let's start with the blatant hypocrisy of Britain's scurrilous attacks on Hong Kong, now that the city rightly pays scant attention to its former colonial master's constant whinging and crying wolf about the situation here. Remember all the holier-than-thou condemnation, all the sanctimonious lectures by the UK on the right to unfettered protest, when authorities were struggling to restore law and order during more than a year of rioting, vandalism and chaos here in the name of democracy. Now look at that same snake pit of virtue-signaling vipers, introducing legislation designed to stamp out disruptive protests in their own country. Protesters in the UK will no longer be allowed to interfere with national infrastructure, such as road, rail, and air networks. Police can stop, search, and arrest anyone found carrying items they suspect will be used for causing disruption and committing public order offences. The laundry list goes on, but in a nutshell, British protesters will be banned from doing everything their government insisted their counterparts in Hong Kong be allowed to do with impunity. Rules for thee, but not me. This is how they encapsulated it. Crucial new changes to public order law will put a stop to the relentless reoffending and significant disruption caused by a selfish minority of protesters, which impinge on the rights of the British public to go about their daily lives in peace. Hello, Hong Kong 2019, anyone? Hypocrisy, thy middle name surely is Britannia. Let's face it, the UK has become Hong Kong's enemy, playing a reprehensible zero-sum game of antagonizing and provoking China by openly undermining and sabotaging its Achilles heel, which is this city. What other explanation makes sense when you look at how Britain recently yanked its last two serving judges out of Hong Kong's highest court? The intended message is that British judges are too good, too noble, to support a system that allegedly enables oppression. Bye, Felicia. But what a dishonest, cynical, nasty, vindictive move by people who in the same breath claim to have Hong Kong's best interests at heart. What an insult to the rest of the judges here, both from overseas and homegrown, who continue to ensure the highest standards in our justice system. At the end of the day, this disgraceful episode should serve as a timely reminder to Hong Kong to shed the last vestiges of colonial baggage, to wean itself off the diseased teat of British influence long past its sell-by date. Look at former colonies like Singapore and Malaysia. They severed ties with Britain's justice system decades ago and never looked back. Also, how about taking a hard look at Britain's real relevance and clout on the global stage and stripping away the charade of its self-declared importance? The UK is a legend only in its own mind, and yet the world lets it carry on dancing to that delusional beat. Indeed, I often hear people say Britain has become a completely useless country these days, but I wouldn't go so far. Did you know that a British Employment Tribunal judge has ruled that calling a man bald is tantamount to sexual harassment, just like commenting on the size of a woman's chest? Rule Britannia, protecting the interests of the most downtrodden people on the planet, the follically challenged. I suppose I should say, thank you?